In this video, I'm going to tell you what my mother-in-law has taught me about habits, and it's probably not what you think. First of all, if you don't know me, my name is Becks, and I am a habit hacks coach. More specifically, I help educators, teachers, administrators, and school support staff develop nutrition habits that last a lifetime. Now, let's get back to the story. So let me preface this by telling you that about a year and a half ago, so in April of 2022, my husband and I left our jobs and lives in Dubai to move to Greece. So he is Greek, but he had been living and working in Dubai for 20 years, and I had been living and working in Dubai as a flight attendant for 7 years. So as you can imagine, it was a really big move, but a necessary one because my mother-in-law was diagnosed with dementia in 2019, and her condition was steadily declining. So we came over to Greece, and to be super honest, I was really excited. I'm someone that really enjoys change and challenges, and I had already fallen in love with the sleepy city in rural Greece to which we were moving, and which we are now. So I was ready. I thought, little did I know that trying to learn a new complicated language while navigating the murky waters of dementia would be incredibly difficult. Anyway, I'm alive, I'm here to tell the tale, and I'm smiling. But because I'm interested in science and understanding disease, I read or listened to quite a few books on brain health and dementia. So one of the neuroscientists made a point to say that no matter how deteriorated the brain becomes, sugar will always make you feel good. I probably picked up on that so readily because my mother-in-law has a deep love for ice cream. Yes, like any good parent, we bribe her to eat by using ice cream. I know, shocker, a nutritionist using these methods. Look, nutrition fluctuates with the seasons of time, something we discuss in my program, Healthy Habit Hacks, taking you from overwhelmed to action. So when it comes to my mother-in-law, we believe in bringing her as much joy as possible, which in her case happens to include ice cream. Okay. So fast forward now to this summer. For a few days, my mother-in-law was having trouble eating by herself. Now, it's happened before that she would forget, but in those cases, she would watch us eat and just kind of mimic what we would do. But for a few days, just a few short weeks ago, she would just sit there and stare at her spoon. We tried to reteach her how to use it, but she was just not grasping the concept. Now, to clarify, once the food was in her mouth, she would usually remember how to chew and swallow. It was the process of putting food on the spoon and bringing it to her mouth that she wasn't getting. So, of course, I insisted she finish her meal before ice cream, probably because I was the one that cooked it and because I wanted to make sure that she ate some vitamins and minerals. So, I ended up sitting beside her and spoon feeding her until the tub of ice cream came and it was placed in front of her. As soon as the tub of ice cream was in front of her, she suddenly remembered how to eat. Every single time she would take the spoon and happily take the ice cream from the container and into her mouth. And sorry, I'm going to pause for a little side note. If you have any insight, I'd love to hear it. Please feel free to comment below. Also, if you found this interesting, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Apparently, it helps other like-minded people find this channel, so thank you. Okay, so what did my mother-in-law teach me about forming habits? And here is how it's tied to the process of behavior change. B.J. Fogg, one of the most renowned behavior scientists today and author of Tiny Habits, breaks behavior design into an equation. So here's the equation. Behavior equals motivation plus ability plus prompt. Does that sound familiar? So this equation brings a lot of clarity to why we do things, but it doesn't spell out how feedback fits into behavior design. When you break down your behavior, there is a prompt, what I often call a trigger. Q is also used in the literature. Then an action. But then there's feedback, either positive or negative. Now in his book, Dr. Fogg does use the word celebrations to talk about the importance of feedback when it comes to habit formation. And as you can see from the word, it's positive feedback that is necessary to create a habit. So let's think about that a bit and break it down. So I haven't quite figured out how to coordinate my iPad with making these videos, but I need to for the visual learners out there. In the meantime, I'm going to go old school, and I don't even know if people can see that, but here's the equation. So B equals M plus A plus T. So just as a reminder, that's behavior, motivation, ability, and trigger. Well, consider this. When you receive negative feedback for an action or behavior, are you more or less motivated to continue it? Chances are less motivated, especially in the initial stages. We're talking about initial responses, not necessarily after you've done deep work to grow. But if you are a growth-minded individual, then you're in the right place. Okay, so back to the equation. The negative feedback's impact on your ability and trigger are much more variable. So now we're going to consider positive feedback. If you receive positive reinforcement for an action or behavior, your motivation spikes. This is a consistent pattern in research and real life. What about your ability and your trigger? Positive feedback fosters a more positive association with your trigger and may even drive you to overcome barriers, thus enhancing your ability to perform the behavior. To simplify further, motivation answers the question, do I want to do it? And ability asks, can I do it? These factors influence each other in the formula. So to return to my mother-in-law, for some reason, she did not seem to want those tasty lentils I prepared for her. No, she was much more motivated to eat that ice cream, which was much more profoundly impacted by the positive feedback the sugar was giving her. In my experience, most people want to lead healthier lives and cultivate a healthier relationship with food. However, they often live in a world of I can't. They believe they lack the ability to change, and this feeling of powerlessness often deters them from even trying. And fear of failure compounds the issue. You as an educator are probably very tuned in to whether or not this is true for you. So let me ask you something. If you knew you could get 1% better every day, would you do it? Instead of your dreams and aspirations being abstract concepts, what if you had the tools and system to lead you closer to them, one step at a time? Here's another thought to ponder. Emotions drive habits. We tend to repeat actions that make us feel good. So instead of focusing solely on discarding the habits that aren't serving you, I want to encourage you to focus on introducing new, healthy behaviors that align with who you aspire to be. When you feel successful, you feel good. And again, when you feel good, you want to keep doing the behavior that brings that emotion. So in my program, I guide you in creating intrinsic rewards for the habits that will bring you towards your why. We'll explore ways to celebrate both in the moment and along your journey to success. And not sure which habits will steer you in the right direction? No worries, I've got you covered. I'll introduce 9 foundational habits based on evidence-based nutrition principles. So these principles aren't extreme or controversial. They form the bedrock of nutrition science. Yet, many of us haven't fully incorporated them into our lives, and that's perfectly okay. This journey has seasons, like I said before, and my mission is to empower you to embrace each season, planting and nurturing foundational habits, no matter how small. This way, your healthy habits can endure any storm. So by the way, I love using analogies and metaphors, so if you enjoy them too, you're in the right place. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. And P.S., I went the extra step and I actually had a working registered dietitian in the US look over the nutrition foundations in my program. So she gave her full support, letting me know that I was onto something amazing. And this also, I think, provides an extra layer of confidence for you, the healthy habit hacker, to know that you are taking action steps in the right direction. So that's a wrap for you today. I hope you found this video insightful. If you have any other insights to share, please feel free to comment below. And if you found this video interesting, a like and a subscription would be greatly appreciated. Once again, apparently it helps other like-minded individuals discover this channel. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.